Yeah, it is. This happened last series, and we know how to handle it. Come out tonight and put a good effort in and take this one. So, yeah, we're going to rally and get up for this game, and this one's a big one. So, yeah, we're going to take this one tonight.
Just a little off the beaten topic here. With Jamie Benn, how have you seen his role as a captain, obviously in regular season, but more specifically in the playoffs and in how he carries himself and how, how his captaincy goes in the postseason?
Yeah, Jamie, he doesn't change a whole lot in that sense. I think part of what makes him a good captain and a good leader is he's himself all the time. So every day throughout the regular season and in the playoffs, he shows up the same day with the same mentality and effort, and that's what makes him such a great captain. So maybe a bit more, laser focused or dialed in, but not a whole lot. So he shows up every day and is who he is.
Ty, how are you feeling this postseason? This is your first run, full run, aside from just one game last year, but just physically on your body and stuff. Like, what's the kind of progression for a young player in the first postseason?
Yeah, just normal wear and tear with series, but I feel good. Everybody's got stuff they're working through, and little bumps and bruises along the way. That's playoff hockey, and that's what makes it fun as well. It's a hard road. So, I feel good. Just trying to elevate my game every game here, and I think I got better that I'm trying to bring, and hopefully we can start tonight with a bit of that.
What's been the key to your penalty kill success throughout the season and then in the playoffs?
I think it's a commitment. Us PKers have a lot of commitment to the PK, a lot of pride in what we do. So we take our role seriously, and we've talked about this before, but that's what gets us going. That's what gets us into the game. So for an opportunity to kill off a big power play for the other team late in the game, whenever, that's exciting. So we take a lot of pride in it and spend a lot of time working on it, a lot of video. So a lot goes into it.
Seattle appears to be a lot deeper in their lineup with rolling four lines. Does that put more pressure on you guys as the fourth line to also match that intensity and not be so top heavy?
Absolutely, yeah, I think so. I think we got to outplay their fourth line. They have a good fourth line that is probably better than most fourth lines. So we got to elevate our game and outplay them in terms of just puck possession, ozone time, making them play in their own end. So. We got to step up our game as a fourth line here.
And then just going back to the Jamie issue, when we watched him from afar in the bubble, it just seems like he was pushing buttons all over the place. Is that a great example of how you be a captain in the playoffs, where you say he just does it every day, but he looks like he's looking at other players and seeing who needs what?
Yeah, I think he plays the mental game well. He pushes buttons and gets under guys' skin. You saw it a bit last series, and I don't know if it was much the last game, but that's what he's good at that too, getting under guys' skin a little bit and sneaky ways like that. So I think he plays a good mental game with the other team, and just letting them know it's going to be a long series.
Miro, what did you learn after game one of the last round? Because obviously you guys lose that in overtime and you're in the same situation here.
Yeah, it's a long series, of course. It's just one game. We have to get over that and be ready for the next one.
For yourself, how long does the style adjustment take from one series to the next?
Not long, maybe a minute. I just try to do my thing and don't think about too much. Of course, there's little differences what they are doing compared to Minnesota, but yeah, I don't really think about that too much.
What do you make of their lineup? It seems like they're a lot deeper in terms of rolling four lines instead of just a top heavy.
Yeah, for sure. They have four good lines, and everyone can score goals and can forecheck and do stuff like that. So yeah, it's a good team for sure, and we have to be ready for that and try to make them defend a little more and forecheck a little harder than what we did in the first game. But yeah, it's a good team for sure, and we have to be ready.
When you kind of think about your minutes and stuff, is there any management for yourself between game days or anything like that, or do you just kind of roll with it?
Yeah, of course, try to take it easy, to relax every off day, and don't do too much. Just basic stuff. Eat well and sleep well, stuff like that. But yeah, it's same thing then as the regular season goes on. But yeah, it's not a too big difference for me.
What have you seen from Ryan recently? Obviously, you played with him last year and stuff. Is there any difference come playoff time in his game?
Yeah, I mean he's been really good during the playoffs. I think he's of course really smart player and really like to play with him. Like you said, we played together last year a lot, so I knew how it's gonna be, and yeah, really like to play with him. He's been really good during the playoffs.
At age 38, could you imagine?
Yeah, well, everyone asks. I think he's just rested. Everyone else had to play around, and he was rested, so made a difference. No, he's obviously a pro. As soon as he went down, he started to recover right away, and wanted to make sure that he was an impact when he came back, and he definitely was.
You watch him practice the tips.
Yeah.
How hard is it, and two, how good is he at it?
He's the best. I think best ever, probably. I mean, from what I remember, but he goes to the hard areas, and not a lot of guys do, and he gets rewarded for it.
Has anything changed for you in the last month or two, or do you feel any different? Or I mean, it feels like you're playing a little differently, or is that just us?
I think you're just looking at me differently. No, as playoffs come, you start to ramp it up, and the intensity, gets a little higher, and yeah.
What'd you learn after game one last series? Because it's deja vu all over again for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take periods off, shifts off. It ends up costing you this time. I mean, at any point of the season, that's kind of the story. But especially in playoffs, it's magnified. I think for us, we gotta, get back to playing the way that we're capable of playing. Obviously, they're a good team. We have to continue to get better, continue to make adjustments and things like that. But what I learned from last series is you have to be engaged from the start.
What did you see in Seattle's forecheck Monday night?
They're a good skating team. They come hard. They're structured.
How about their speed? Is that also different, or is your group of defensemen? I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I think that they're all good skaters, both forwards and defense, and they're coming at you. They're willing to take chances, and when there's a shot, they're out in the neutral zone, hoping for something. So you have to be aware it's a different style of game. You have to make some adjustments to counter their play, and but the bottom line is we have to compete harder and be better.
Do you think you did that in the third period and overtime? It seems like you adjusted.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Pete, just what's the kind of, you talked about the vibe being different after this game one versus last one. How do you feel this morning, just, after the morning skate?
Well, I think actually you said that, and I agreed with you. So that's putting words in my mouth, right? But that's what you guys do. Yeah, I did agree with you. I loved our response in game two, even though, we had the Pavelski injury in the first round, and I expect the same tonight. So, I mean, it didn't feel the same, but we're looking for the same response. And, I think we know we can play better than we did in game one, and we're going to have to.
Is that kind of why you also kind of roll the same lineup? You feel like, you guys were fine?
Yeah. I mean, I think, it wasn't one guy. I think everybody was a little bit off for probably half that game, the first half of that game, and we're not looking to make major changes to what we've had success with all year or through the first round. Based on that. Now, there might be a point in the playoffs where you have to, but we're not there yet. I think we have good belief in our group and this group to get the job done here.
You talked in training camp about the defensive presence that it's been here for a while. Seems like you built on that with a penalty kill. And is that more Elaine? Is it you have good penalty killing forwards, a little bit of everything?
I think it's all those things. I think Elaine's brought in a really good structure, and he's really coached that group up well. But we also are built with some really good penalty killers. Glendening, Faxa, Kiviranta, Dellandrea have been really good. And, you know, young guys have come in and, like Dellandrea, you know, has come in and done a really good job on that. And your goaltender is always your most important penalty killer. And so when you have an elite goalie, you know, that obviously helps.